You don't have to worry about this anymore. His patience has been very rewarded. Well, almost, give or take about like 10 hours and change. Actually, more like 11 hours and change. Oh, yeah, like 10 hours and change, like 7:30 in the morning when I'm doing this. Hello. Just a nice, peaceful Sunday. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some more football. Yes, we are finally here. It's Super Bowl Sunday, which, foremost, happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. Yeah, it's hard to believe. We're finally here. Before I get to my pick, I actually have a few things to talk about. So, okay, now you guys know I'm a huge fan of Hot Ones. Occasionally, Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show will ask Sean Evans to do sort of a mini Hot Ones gauntlet with, himself and whatever guest is there. In this case, it was J.J. Watt. And right out of the blue, right from the get-go, you practically hear Sean Evans and reveal who the next guest is going to be. Margot Robbie. Yeah! Margot Robbie. Actually, I like Margot Robbie. She's Harley Quinn in the new Harley Quinn movie, but I'll be honest, my first introduction to her was Wolf of Wall Street. I'm just saying this right now. Best 3 hours I've ever spent in the theater at that point. I mean, yes, technically Avengers Endgame would be better than that. But at the time, Wolf of Wall Street was an awesome movie. And, Margot Robbie was awesome in it. So, there you go. Although, kids, I would highly advise you do not. If you're a person with weak constitutions as well, I would advise you not watch that movie. I mean, the whole reason why it was even rated R was because Martin Scorsese was directing it. Wolf of Wall Street's the kind of movie where if it was made by anyone else, it'd be like an NC-17. Possibly a rated X. Not even kidding. But yeah. Man, that was a good time in the theater. I remember seeing it in the theater as well. It's got like the largest soda I could get, the largest popcorn I could get, and I just had a blast. It was awesome. Although, speaking of people with weak constitutions, get ready to laugh at this. My brother made the absolute fatal mistake and went with my mother to go see that movie in the theater. She was not happy at all. Nope. I mean, here's the thing. My mom is a pediatric nurse practitioner, so her logic is she sees that sort of stuff all the time. She doesn't need to see it anywhere else, and she certainly doesn't need to see it at home. That's why back when I was a kid, my mom had very strict, clothing policies, let's say. Pretty much, unless you were taking a shower, there's no reason why you should be naked in the house. So, yeah, there we go. With that said, let's move on to something a little bit nicer. So, I actually was going to do a One Piece manga chapter reaction today, but I looked up online when the next chapter is going to be revealed, and available in 3 hours. I don't want to wait that long. I want to do my video now. The people, the masses, they need to know what my Super Bowl pick is going to be. As, this is pretty huge. I mean, I can't just simply say what my pick is right away. I mean, that's not how it works. So, there's a play of other stuff that I need to go over as well. Like, how about the NFL honors? Let's start with Comeback Player of the Year, Ryan Tannehill. Way to go. Lamar Jackson, ran away unanimously with the MVP award. Second person to ever do it. The first one being Tom Brady. So congratulations to Lamar Jackson. Let's see. I forgot who Offensive Player of the Year. I forget who it was. Sorry. But I can tell you that, I am so happy that, because I'm a huge Kyler Murray fan, and he got Offensive Rookie of the Year, which is awesome. And Nick Bosa, was Defensive Rookie of the Year, which I honestly thought he would have been the second person in NFL history to ever get Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. There's only one person who's ever done that, being Lawrence Taylor. But, Stephon Gilmore of the Patriots, I was pretty good. Although, I do believe this is the first time in NFL history where the offensive and defensive rookies of the year were literally the first two picks of the previous draft. Yeah, Kyler Murray was number 1, Nick Bosa was number 2. Offense and defense. I mean, I'm sure at some point, history will be made once again, only like the first pick was defensive and the second pick was offensive, but, whatever have you. So that's actually really something cool. And, Kyler Murray was very poised in accepting the award. He was very humble, which is nice. He, thanked the Lord for, all the success. And even though the year overall as a team, wasn't as successful as they would have liked, he's only a rookie. He's only going to start out. The previous year the Arizona Cardinals were 3-10. And now they went 5-10 and 3-13. And then this year they went 5-10-1. So that's a pretty significant difference. I mean, no, it's not a winning season, but I mean, come on. It is incredibly rare that you get a rookie or even several rookies that immediately change the face of the franchise in the first year. I mean, yes, my Dallas Cowboys did that just not long ago with Dak and Zeke, and partially Jalen Smith, even though he missed out his rookie year. But in the end, you can't ask that much. It's got to progress. And my uncle, who's a diehard Seahawks fan, the Arizona Cardinals are in this division. He said, if Kyler Murray can just get behind a great offensive line, he's going to be dangerous. He's already showing that he is. I mean, you don't get Rookie of the Year just by, luck, So that's really good. I'm a huge Kyler Murray fan. That's awesome. So, and then when Nick Bosa achieved Defensive Rookie of the Year, I mean, he's playing in the Super Bowl today, speaking of teams that are in that division, for the 49ers. So his father accepted the award in his honor, which Nick Bosa and his brother Joey come from football royalty, as their father played in the NFL. I mean, he didn't really have that great of a career. It was actually kind of, I never want to say anything bad or ill will, but compared to people who are like Hall of Fame worthy, this guy, their father was mediocre. But, obviously, both Joey and Nick were raised right, so that's really cool. So, yeah, the NFL Honor Awards were, they're fun to watch. Steve Harvey killed it again. I mean, it's hard for me to kind of talk about Steve Harvey because, I've watched Family Feud before. I know he's funny. And, when he is funny, man, he really is funny. But he sort of has a bit of a reputation where, like, he doesn't want anyone to, like, approach him or something like that. Like, he even told, like, his own workers, like, sort of back off or something. I don't know the whole story. And that can be a little bit disconcerting. And, a part of me thinks about that whenever I think about Steve Harvey. But, man, when Steve Harvey is funny, he is funny. And he really did touch upon an issue that really is a problem. And he is right. There really does need to be more overall minority coaches in the NFL that are head coaches. I mean, yeah, we do have some, but altogether, it's like 4 out of 32. That's like 12% and change. That's not good. But, It's not like, it's not like there are other minority coaches. It's not like there aren't other minorities that are doing coaching jobs as well. They're just like, coordinators, and other sorts of various coaches. That's not the head coaching job. Although I think it was Shannon Sharp who said it best when he said, unless you get someone like a Jay-Z or an Oprah to be like the CEO of that particular franchise, like Jerry Jones is for the Dallas Cowboys, or John Elway is now for the Broncos, this sort of thing isn't really going to change. It is an issue. It is. I went to Trinity Pauling, and it didn't matter who, good people came in all sorts of colors, races, religions, all that stuff. So, needless to say, I was surrounded by good people, no matter who it was. So there are good people out there, which is nice. Just give them a chance, is all. That's really all I can do. Yes, it is. It's not necessarily fair, and speaking as like a 6'4", 30-year-old white guy, it is unfair. It is. I do try and fight for equal rights. I would. I'd be a complete activist if I knew how to do it. It's the same reason why I'm not a gay rights activist. It's because I don't know how to be one. No one tells me these things. Believe me, I would if I knew how. Sure. What's the problem with that? So, again, straight, white, heterosexual, super tall male. But, it's very obvious that, I will definitely fight for, equal rights and all that stuff. Sorry I said it like that. I really do care. I didn't really know how to describe it any better. Sorry. Although it actually is kind of fitting that Steve Harvey was bringing it up yesterday, because as of right now we are in Black History Month, which, we do have a black quarterback in the Super Bowl, Pat Mahomes. Well, actually, one of my top 11 Super Bowl picks I wanted to see was the Seahawks versus either the Chiefs, the Texans, or the Ravens, because you would have had two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, because, Russell Wilson for the Seahawks and Pat Mahomes for the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson for the Ravens, and Deshaun Watson for the Texans. But, I got another pick, right? 49ers and the Chiefs. Which, therefore, brings it to what my pick is today. I have talked over with a lot of people. I have thought about it, and thought about it, and thought about it some more. I will dare say I even lost some sleep over this, because this is the first Super Bowl I've seen, matchup that I've seen, since Peyton Manning's Broncos and the Legion of Boom Seahawks, where I liked both teams, and honestly, I'd be okay if either one of them won. It turned out that the Legion of Boom absolutely destroyed the Broncos, and in a way sort of further cemented that I never really thought Peyton Manning was all that special. But, numbers don't lie. Peyton Manning did put up numbers, just really couldn't produce in the postseason like he should have. Oh well. Still, 5 MVPs. Oh, that's something. Yeah, seriously, Peyton Manning won 4 MVPs for the Colts and 1 for the Broncos. It was unbelievable. He's actually the only person to ever do it twice in a row. For what it makes sense they don't like doing that twice in a row. Just sort of, it's monotonous, I suppose. So, that being said, my final pick of this year's NFL season, my Super Bowl pick. As my father would so eloquently say at times from an old Sega Saturn baseball game, if you can believe it, it all comes down to this. So, what's my pick? I'm actually kind of glad you're wondering. Okay, just like what we rehearsed now, okay? Are you ready? Good. Oh, Oh, that's right. I'm picking the Chiefs. My homeboy. I will admit, though, this was hard. This was a really hard decision. I mean, you take the top 6 players of the Chiefs and the top 6 players of the 49ers, the Chiefs have it. But as an overall 53-man roster, the 49ers win. But you know what? I got to go with my gut feeling. I love me some Patrick Mahomes. And he loves him some ketchup. I love ketchup too. You know, don't get me wrong. If I end up being wrong about this, I will not complain. I will not. I will actually be happy that I'm wrong in some regard. So, in the end, I get the feeling we're all going to be thoroughly entertained today. At least I hope we are. That's my plans right now. My mother's actually throwing a Super Bowl party, so I'm going to be heading there later this afternoon. That's my plan. Although, hopefully the roads will get a little better. It actually snowed last night. I mean, the roads themselves aren't really bad, but, I actually go running in the morning. And when you go running, the sidewalks and stuff like that aren't really the best in terms of traction. So I had to, run on the actual, solid road. But the problem is, though, you could potentially, get hit by a car or something. So, actually, I was almost hit by a snowplow this morning. So, yeah, that's how serious it kind of was. So, in case anyone was wondering, in honor of both my mother and my grandmother, I did in fact have ice cream for breakfast yesterday. And in honor of my mother, my grandmother, and technically my aunt because she loves ice cream, but my mother and my grandmother love this. The flavor was peanut butter cup ice cream. So yeah, I really went through with that. Went through the whole pint of it. Actually, it was more like a quart and a pint. It was 48 ounces. It was basically my breakfast and my lunch. Go Chiefs. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media, notifications on YouTube. I ain't gonna this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. Remember, videos on my Taco channel is gonna be here to lend here. Always everybody take care and make good choices. See ya.